Hey Guardians, I just want to let you know that we'll be having a live show next Friday, December 15th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. This will be a great time to jump in and check out our Discord community, hang out and chat with us, and enjoy a live podcast. We will be talking with several members of our community, which will be rotating in and out of our stage channel. So if you're interested, or maybe just want to jump in to chat and lurk, join us at discord.gg/Guardian Downcast and look for the event channel at the very top and click interested. If you click interested, it'll just give you a quick reminder of when we go live. So jump in, click the event tab, and click interested, and we'll see you live on Friday, December 15th in our Discord community. I'll also have an AMA if time allows at the end of the show. Some of my mods will be keeping an eye on chat as well if you have any questions. So I'll see you in the Discord. And later, Guardian. You ever wonder what makes a great gamer? Great gaming is not only about cheering on our teammates, but also being there to pick us up when we're down.
Guardian down!
Have you ever played Destiny with a fellow Guardian and thought to yourself, I wonder what their life is like? Questions like these spark conversation, friendship, and community. We're a Destiny 2 podcast that focuses on three things: community, news around the gaming industry and Destiny 2, and thought-provoking topics in the game. We're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, your destiny. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 229 of Guardian Downcast, a Destiny podcast. I'm your host, Todd, the Gator, and I'm a Day 1 Guardian with a combined 9,000 hours of game time over a 9-year span, ever since that beta in 2014. In this episode, we ask, have you tried the new Warlord's Ruin dungeon yet? I have. Well, today, I have a very special guest host on the show. He's been by my side in our community since the very beginning, and I've actually met him and his family in real life as well. You can hear his story, his full story, on episode 26, titled Water Shot Out of My Baritone. And he's also been on episodes 61, 73, 88, 108, 126, and 157. Yep, he's been with us a long time. It's one of my North Carolina friends of the show. Please welcome Mr. RNGGator. How you been, man?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Good. It's been a rocky weekend so far, but we're a day late, but we're here, man. We're here. I appreciate you being on tonight. Yeah,
no problem. Not a problem at all.
Yeah, man. We're going to have a good time tonight. We've got a lot to talk about. And what is that, Gator? Well, on the show today, since it's been a while since we've talked on the show, Gator and I will catch up with our week and, what we've been doing in and out of Destiny 2. Then I'll briefly go over the This Week in Destiny blog post from Bungie for the second week of Season of the Wish, and another spicy topic of the week conversation will follow. If time allows, we'll answer some questions from our community via our voicemail system, our email, or our Discord server. We'll choose some music for our Guardian Downcast song playlist on Spotify and Apple Music. Those links will be down in our show description down there as well, if you want to follow along with us. It's going to be a pretty laid-back show tonight. I'm kind of looking forward to this. All right, let's roll. Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. There are several ways you can contact us. First, you can find us on X at Guardian_D_cast, where we also post our newly released episodes every week. Or you can find us on Instagram at Guardian_Down_cast and see what pics our podcast guests want to share with you guys. We have a brand new website. Just visit GuardianDownCast.com, where you'll find all of our contact info, leave us a voicemail, give our show a rating and review, search for any episodes, or even give back to our community. Also, don't forget to sign up for future updates to the show where we'll also have some random drawings throughout the year, and you may win a gift card or even some GDC merch. You can also follow our Guardian Downcast shows song playlist on Spotify and Apple Music. We post those links in our show description every week, so you can follow along with us. And finally, you can send us an email at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. So check us out, and later, Guardian. Well, Mr. RNGGator, how you been, man? Everything good? What's anything new in your life right now?
Nope, just normal holiday stress, work, all that good stuff, Still looking for a new job. Hopefully I'll find one soon. I can tell my boss to put it where the sun don't shine and walk out in 2 weeks. That would be great. But, other than that, no, just normal stuff,
Yeah.
Just trying to get ready for the holidays.
Holidays are always so stressful, man. It's just, and it seems like as soon as December 1st hits, the month just flies by. I mean, the day, before you know, it'll be the 20th, just like that. But at least you're hanging in there. I mean, with the summer stress and stuff.
With everything going on.
Well, just a little recap here. I mean, everyone can go back to episode 26 if they want to hear your full story. But what do you do, man?
I'm an IT support specialist. Break fix is what I do. Like, I'm the one that gets to physically go and see the people.
Oh.
I don't get to, work behind the scenes or nothing. I'm the one that has to go out and fix everything, install everything.
So you're like an on-site IT support guy.
Yeah. I don't have, during COVID, I was there.
What kind of business are you doing?
Mine's aviation. Mine's in aviation. We repair planes for like different airlines, FedEx. We're getting Amazon. We're getting Southwest. We have United, Alaska.
Wait a minute. You're doing the big jets? I always thought you were doing the private jets. You're doing the big guys?
We actually we have military there too. They do the military planes. They so.
I wouldn't even want to ask how much electronics are in those things. It's got to be massive.
I don't mess with it on the planes. I don't mess with the planes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do any IT support physically on the planes. I do not touch those.
Okay.
We have 4 hangars that they work out of, so.
Dang. And, of course, like I mentioned earlier, in North Carolina, correct?
Right.
Well, what have you been doing, man? I mean, I know Destiny's probably been a little light for a lot of people out there, but what are you playing right now? Yeah, every time I look, you're playing something different, it seems.
Oh yeah, I've become more variety. I mean, I will go in and do the story for Destiny each week, and I've run the new dungeon a couple times, but as soon as I'm done with the story, I think last season, I was the first time I never hit 100 on the season pass. Really? I got to 80. I got 81 to 85, and I didn't go back to finish it. I just had no urge to. I've been playing Fortnite is what I've been playing with my son and friends and stuff. So
well, that's good.
I've been playing the piss out of it. They brought back the OG map last season and played it, finished the season pass up on it to 50. It was only instead of 100, it was 50. Finished it. Then the new season just came out, and I think I'm level 50 something on it already.
Well,
and
that's what I was going to ask you is, I haven't played. I think I played 2 times, but it just wasn't my thing. But, so they have a season pass bar as well, correct?
Oh yeah. And you get skins and back blings and axes and stuff like that to unlock. And it's the bounty system with it is so intuitive, and you just look, okay, I need to do this. You go do it. And as you're playing, there's bounties in the background you finish that you don't even know about. It's the way I wish Bungie would do theirs.
Yeah, that was
we didn't have to pick it up. I just wish, I wish it was like, there's no picking up bounties. You just read them and go do them.
Other than that part, is there something about, Fortnite that you think you wish Bungie would do, or?
Like I said, besides the bounty thing, I mean, right now they've brought in Fortnite this week. They've brought in so much with the new season. You got the new season. They brought, Lego Fortnite to Fortnite this week, which is like, Minecraft meets Fortnite.
I've heard good things
about it. Survival game.
Yeah.
With Lego, they brought Rocket Racing from Rocket League because Epic owns Rocket League now. So they brought Rocket Racing in to this season, and just today they brought in Fortnite Festival, which Harmonix that made Rock Band Guitar Hero. now you can play that in Fortnite. It's with your keyboard or controller. You play vocals, drums, guitar, or whatever, and you just hit the buttons to the songs that are playing. And everything you do, Lego Fortnite Festival, Rocket League, or the Rocket Racing, all levels your battle pass up. You have bounties in all of it.
All right.
You don't have to worry about doing them. You just play the game and it levels you up.
I thought this was a battle royale game.
It is, but now it's more.
So these are just extra hubs on the main map to go play, like separate games?
It's all free to play. It's all free to play.
Jeez.
The only thing you pay for is what you buy with V-Bucks.
Yeah.
If you want to buy skins or something, or you just earn the skins in the past and stuff.
How much is just curious, how much is like a themed skin, like a featured skin usually?
It depends on what you're like. The cars that just came out with Rocket Racing, they're like 4,000 V-Bucks, which is one of the highest priced things I've ever seen in the shop.
Is that $40?
It's up there. Yeah. You get the skin of the car and you get like 20 different variations you can do to it. Colors. Okay. You get a lot with it. it's too steep for me.
$40. You know, that's a lot. Wow.
I mean, you're looking at like a bundle package. I bought a skin pack last night. It was $1,800, but I got 3 skins out of it, a back bling, an axe to, right. I got multiple stuff out of it. I mean, everything can range from like 500 to way up there. I mean, way up there. Like I said, 4,000. So
that's wow.
Are
you a build or no build guy?
No build. That's the reason I got into it, was the no build. If it's still build, I wouldn't be playing it.
I might need to try it at least. I'm really, my goal for 2024 is I'm really expanding my games. I saw the Game Awards. I actually sat through the 3 hours and 26 minutes of it, and it was very star-studded this time around. It seems like, it just seems like Jeff Keighley keeps ramping things up every year. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. They had Matt McConaughey, they had Anthony Mackie, Jordan Peele, Simu Lee.
Oh yeah.
Timothée Chalamet actually announced the game of the year. By the way, that was Baldur's Gate 3.
Not a surprise there.
Also, Player's Voice, Best Multiplayer Game, Community Support, and Best RPG was all Baldur's Gate 3. So I said, you know what? That's all I needed to know. I've heard a lot of my friends playing it. I downloaded all 117 gigs of it on my PS5 right after the show. And that's going to be one of my games that I try over the long season we have coming up here for Destiny.
Oh, yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. If you like turn-based and you like Dungeons and Dragons, you'll enjoy it. I'm not a big Dungeons and Dragons fan or turn-based.
I'm not either, but
I've watched people play it. I don't mind watching people play. It's just not my game that I want to play.
I love turn-based, though. Gosh, I mean, Dynasty Tactics, me and my son played that so many hours. I've told this story. We went on a camping trip, and my son and I were inside the camper playing Dynasty Tactics. It was great. He'd sit there and coach me. Man, I'll definitely be playing that. I'd definitely be playing it. If it's turn-based, like some of the other games I played in the past, I'll probably go right to it. What did you think of the Game Awards?
I love the Game Awards, but what I was going to say before we go to that is, if you go into Fortnite right now and look at the different modes, Lego Fortnite alone, there's 1.6 million people playing just that mode right now.
Right. That is crazy.
Build, there's 672,000. Zero build is 507,000. Ranked build is 330. The Fortnite Festival is 319K. Rocket Racing's 253K. They have had their highest concurrent users they've ever had since OG launched last season and this season. They had like 7 million people playing OG last season at one time in the servers, and their servers got busy. They fixed it and got right back into it. I mean,
wow.
Yeah.
Best ongoing game was Cyberpunk's 2077, by the way.
I don't agree with that.
Last of Us won Best Screen Adaptation. You got to agree with that one, man. That was the best damn video game show I've seen so far. Did you see Last of Us on HBO?
Oh, yeah.
That was outstanding. They're actually ramping up season 2. I didn't
kind of agree with the whole Cyberpunk getting ongoing.
Really?
Well, I mean, how is it ongoing? It's an ongoing game because you, in my opinion, screwed it up when it came out and had to revamp it. So how is that ongoing?
I'm a homer, but I would think that Destiny 2 would be best ongoing game because it's been going for 10 years almost. I can't think of another game other than World of Warcraft.
I'd give Fortnite what Fortnite's in right now, I'd give Fortnite a chance at that before I'd give Destiny 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's other games that have been out a long time too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's true. I just don't play a lot of those games, so I'm kind of naive to those areas. Well,
no, I understand.
Man. I got to talk about this damn trailer, man, for Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto 6 game that's coming out. 114 million views the last time I looked. I think it set a record for a one-day views on a video. I think it beat one of Mr. Beast's videos. And a side note, I watched the trailer, and everything in that video about Florida, unfortunately, is very true. It is very realistic. The Gators being pulled out of pools, the gang life, the exotic cars in South Beach, the fun in the mud, four-wheeling, tractor pulls. Dude, that stuff's huge near me. There's guys that get these little four-wheelers. They're not even trucks. They're like miniature trucks with big old knobby tractor tires on them. And I'm like, what do you do with that thing? He goes, dude, we just take the family out and go mudding. I'm like, okay. All right.
No, we do that in North Carolina. Yeah, they do that too.
But Gator, there was something different about this. And they're saying that this trailer is going to be, the gameplay is going to be very similar. I mean, how many billions of dollars have they put into this game? I can't imagine. I'm sure the technology's there, but what attracted me to this was the photorealism. The effects, everything was, I mean, they're playing it to Tom Petty. I mean, he's a Florida cracker like me. And I'm not saying cracker as white person. It's not a derogatory term. Everybody who doesn't understand it, it's a Florida term, meaning you've been born and bred here. You're one of the original OG native Floridians, which there aren't many of those left. They all get the hell out of here when they're old enough, it seems. But, man, what do you think of this game, man? This might be another game that gets me pulled in. I think they're talking about 2025.
Yeah, that's what this trailer said.
Something to look forward to.
But, I mean, the question is, will your computer run it when it comes out in 2025?
Well, dude, by 2025, I'll probably have another computer. Maybe. I don't know. Depends how
yeah, who knows? But I'm just saying, will you have a computer that can run it?
Well, the thing,
what's it going to need to run the game?
The problem is it's taking so long to develop. You kind of wonder what other games are going to be developed alongside it, and will they exceed it or match it as far as gameplay? And I don't know. I watched a lot of pretty cool games last night that were announced, and granted, they're all pie in the sky right now. Most of them aren't going to come out yet, but yeah, I just
did you see the Jurassic Park survival game?
Yes,
did you see that?
Yeah, I saw
that looks interesting. That caught my attention because yeah.
Well, PlayStation Plus, which I have the Mac Daddy program because I'm a PlayStation homie. I do play on PC too, but PlayStation 5 is where it's at for me. I actually could try Baldur's Gate 3 before buying it. So even though they let you download the entire thing, I guess I have a certain amount of time or something. I don't know. But
so
anyway,
many hours probably. So many hours you can play it. I'm
gonna play it. And I mean, I've heard so many people say good things about it. Nips, I mean, has mentioned that it's just an outstanding game. I see him playing it all the time as well. But yeah, man, it's some stuff to look forward to. So maybe the 7-month season is not such a bad idea. Oh, I did want to mention that God of War Ragnarok was releasing free DLC if you own that game on December 12th, which will be in a few days. So
September 12th. September 12th next year.
I thought it said December.
It's not this year. No, I think it's next year.
Dude, I could have sworn it said
It was the day after my birthday. I think it was September 12th.
All right. Well, you guys will have to give us feedback on who's right there. It's probably him. I was probably my ADHD. I'm sure I was looking at something else.
Oh, maybe it is December 12th. I could be wrong.
Because they said they were all cheering.
I thought 12th. I thought it said, It said, it's December 12th.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Damn, I got one right. Let me write that down because I'm going to keep score. I did watch another movie this week, thanks to my AMC Stubbs A-List service. I saw a movie that I didn't really have much expectations for. In fact, I told my wife that I said, if this is another art film, I'm going to give her side eye the entire movie, like she does to me on Marvel movies, by the way. But I saw the independent movie by Margot Robbie called Saltburn. And if you looked at the trailer, like, this is wacky. This is like an art movie. I don't want to watch this. But my wife insisted, and I was like, all right, fine. This is one I'll go watch for you. Wow. This was a pleasant surprise of a movie, man. It's about an Oxford student obsessed with a wealthy family in the UK, and how it all ends is crazy, to say the least. I doubt it'll get much more time in the cinema, but whenever you see this movie on whatever streaming service you got, Put it on your watch list. I think you'll really like it. Great writing, super great twist. I did not see coming. And I watch a lot of movies, so you can usually, how it's going to end, I can usually sniff it out pretty easily. I give it a solid 4 out of 5. I give it a B plus. Good movie. So definitely catch that. Just wanted to plug that movie because, I don't think it's going to make much money at the cinema, but maybe in its afterlife and the streaming services, they'll get a resurgence because that movie was fantastic. Did you get to play the story for the new season?
Yeah, I'm up to date.
Okay, what do you think, man? What do you think so far? Week 1 and week 2.
I mean, it's just, it's fun. It's fun to do. I mean, there's nothing, stunning happening right now. I mean, I'm just kind of flowing with it, going with it, I mean, to me, the first week I was like, are we playing Season of the Undying in the Dreaming City, with the mossed over Vex and everything? I'm like, it's nice to finally see the Vex back there.
Right.
Again, having them in it. But I was like, are we getting Season of the Undying again? That's what I felt like.
Yeah, I get it.
Because, they brought back the Season of the Undying weapons, right. And then we're fighting the Vex that look just like the ones from Season of the Undying. So,
right.
I'm like, are we getting, reskin stuff again? Who knows?
Well,
other than that, no, I like where the story's going. I want to see what happens with collecting the eggs now and all that stuff. And like this week, finding out that they're not where they thought they were,
Mm-hmm. We had to get a lodestar so they can, that was the last part of the story this week. I like these seasonal stories where they're short and sweet, It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to run through this week's story. I was kind of worried they were going to throw me back into an activity to complete it for the week. But, a lot of
more blind whale.
Oh God. Yeah, exactly. No, I did that last week on week 1, but, I did play the new Warlock's Ruin dungeon. Shout out to Panda and Mullet. 2 great, really great dudes. Although I got trolled many, many times, I really had a good time. I actually streamed it, Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. And, I kind of got some Elden Ring vibes on this one. Castles and the medieval setting kind of mixed with space aliens. I love that there were 3 encounters and a boss in every encounter. The first 2 encounters were, in my opinion, they were not difficult, but they were, it was a nice amount of skill that you had to have to stay alive. There were a lot of stuff shooting at you and stuff, but, of course you got to remember I have 2 killers with me, Panda and Mullet. So, but the last one was epic, man. Took many, many rounds to get the DPS done, and the boss was beefy, which I like. I like the big boss fights. Mullet was going for a triumph using only bows and glaives, I think, and he got that done. So overall,
I saw that.
It's right there with Ghosts of the Deep for me. Both are equally fun to play, and each have their cool moments. I've always loved underwater stuff, as I used to dive a long time ago. But I was always into the medieval stuff as well as a kid. I remember Dark Tower board game I used to play and all the King Arthur movies and tales. It just played right into this theme with this Warlock's Ruin dungeon. So, had a good time. I'm probably going to solo it at some point. I'll have plenty of time to work on it. I did play Iron Banner, the new mode tribute. I played it on day 1, night 1. I think everyone, if it does come out again, I think everyone should at least try it. But there were some real problems with this game type. Shout out to Priceless Cloud, Warcry, Sith Daddy Fresh, Zebrak, and HD Tech for hanging out with me, by the way. Unfortunately, it was a pretty frustrating night, man, just trying to figure out how this mode worked. We played on both PC and console lobbies, and the PC lobbies were so bad that the mood was, you could just feel that the mood was dampened after the first 5 games. We just got crushed. But the people who were in the know and figured out how to score and how to jump on games early would just seriously get you a mercy really quick. So, but I always remembered something that Fluffy Fingers said to me in an interview I had with him one time, and he says 6v6 game modes, they're just chaotic, man. And once you just accept that it's just chaos, I just chilled out the rest of the night. But overall, it's kind of like a supremacy game mode, just has a few twists. Instead of picking up a crest that from a killed enemy and it going right to the team score, you have to hold them and deposit them into these multiple portals that don't stay still. They have countdown timers on them, and they're kind of spread out, 3 or 4 of them at a time on the map. And that once they disappeared, they'd respawn somewhere else. So what a lot of people were doing is they were holding their moats and just sitting back and camping. And then once it appeared in their spawn, then they would all go running, and the teams that knew what they were doing would do that. And of course, I would come running in and just get slaughtered. Just wasn't thinking it through. But we had a few close games. But depositing the crest, it takes a full 2 seconds. It uses the same mechanic as when you're depositing moats in the Gambit, and it's literally over a second. And you're just so vulnerable when you're trying to do that. And just really was terrible. But, I played, I think 4 hours, and I feel like I didn't get anything done. I was kind of frustrated. But I tried to have fun, just talking and BSing with everyone in the party. That was the main thing. But I'm playing again on Monday night, and, they made an announcement on Twitter that they're changing it to Control. I guess enough people complained, and I knew they would. So it's back to Control. I did play some solo right before the show tonight. And I think I played 5 games. Every game was close. You could tell the skill-based matchmaking was factored in, and the game scores were close. And I got to admit, man, I love playing solo. That was fun. Did pretty good. Didn't do too bad, but I'll be playing again Monday night after my bowling, and we'll see how that goes with the full 6 again. But yeah, they need to work on that game type. I see it, I could see how it could be a fun strategic type thing to do, but overall I was not impressed. So
I thought they already changed it back to Control.
They did okay. I think it was on Wednesday. It was actually middle of the week. It lasted 1 day, and Wednesday Bungie tweeted out that due to all the complaints they're switching back to Control, and that's my favorite game type anyway, where they actually show kills and KDA and stuff that you're trying to do better in the game. You didn't get any of that in this tribute game mode. It was like, how many did you dunk? How many motes did you pick up? Who cares? That means nothing, because the guy in front of you could die and spill his motes and you can go pick him up. So just for being an opportunist, you're considered a better player? I just didn't get the scores.
They're trying to incorporate more Gambit into the game, man. Just let them have it.
I guess, man. I just was like, I was over it, and I'm so glad they went to Control.
Instead of fixing Gambit, let's just put it in other places.
You know what? Maybe Carl made a call. Maybe he's getting maybe Carl's got some clout now that we were calling him out on the show. Maybe he's got a little pull now. I don't know. Maybe he got a hold of the Iron Banner team and said, hey, let's try this one. Let's see what this does. I don't know.
But no, on the dungeon, I've played it twice. I ran it with.
Have you really?
First time I ran it with, I ran it with Technical and,
nice.
Proper Porridge.
Yeah.
Ran me through it the first time. And they tried to do stuff with me where because I already knew, I'd already watched it. I knew about the chest that could get you and stuff like that. The thing that got me, which wasn't their fault, was running through the maze and the spikes. I didn't see them. That got me a couple times. Fall in a hole, here or there.
I fell in one hole and I got spiked twice from the side.
They didn't really have to. They didn't have to explain many of the encounters to me because I had seen the mechanics, so I kind of knew what was going on. So, and it's not that hard.
I literally skimmed.
And I like it that the boss isn't like the Ghost of the Deep final boss.
Right.
It takes a while, but they're not a bullet sponge. I like that.
Yeah. I thought it was a perfect balance, man, for a final encounter.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. It's one of my favorite dungeons. I like it. And it looks so great climbing up that mountain and the snow on everything, So it brings back Rise of Iron vibes to me. It makes me want Siva. It makes me want Siva and the raid back.
I hear you.
That they haven't given us yet.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, I think they did a great job in the dungeon. It's too bad the player counts kind of dipped lately, because I think the last season and this season so far have been really good. And this dungeon has been fantastic. I was wanting to play it again with somebody today, but I had to get a termite job done. I had to move it up, and I had to work today. So, way it goes. Anything else you want to mention? Catching up what we've been playing?
Like I said, besides if I'm not playing Destiny, I'm playing Fortnite. So,
all right, cool deal, man. Well, that means it's time for this week
in Destiny.
Fuck, beat me to it. Shit, I gotta edit that F out. Damn it. Fuck. Hey, just a quick reminder that we have several Destiny 2 clans, and we invite all of you to be a part of it. If you're looking for a home to share your Destiny experiences, now would be a great time to jump in and get to know some of these great gamers. We're here for the community and friends you make along the way, and no hardcore restrictions. And enjoy what time you have, for Destiny is all we ask. So if you're looking for a clan out there, join our Discord. That's discord.gg/GuardianDownCast, and just reach out to a mod, and we'll open the door for you. So join us, and later, Guardian. All right, this week in Destiny for December 7th, 2023, week 2 of Season of the Wish. The Dawning's coming next week. Do you know that? You going to bake some cookies, Gator?
Nope.
Why not?
I will not participate in that.
Dude.
I'm waiting Fortnite. Fortnite's bringing their thing next week.
Oh, they got a seasonal
Christmas
thing going? Okay.
Oh, yeah, they do it every year. Free skins, all that stuff. I don't want to bake cookies. I've never liked the Dawning.
Oh, dude, it's one of my favorite things.
I did it the first couple of seasons, and I just bored with it. It's the same stuff. I don't mind baking the cookies, but why in the living hell do I have to go visit them to deliver the cookies?
I get that.
You know?
Yeah, I know. It should be you make
like Riven. Why do I have to jump down, go start the encounter, float all the way down to give her a cookie, and then get the hell out?
I only did it one time. I did it my one time to unlock it in the future, and because whatever you've baked in the past seasons, you don't have to do those again. I mean, you don't have to put those recipes together, but I'm sure there'll be a couple new ones.
Exactly. Oh, there'll be some new ones. Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite events, man. I love the solstice. Hey, it's fun.
Maybe we won't have to go into the raid to visit Riven. We can go into the helm and go see her and give her damn cookie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Done and done.
She's dead anyway. Why do we have to go visit the one that we're going to kill when we killed the last wish? And she's right there. You know.
You're going to have to go to the wish wall and zap in. Yep. That's the way it goes. Well, anyway, there's a few things that are going to be a little different this season. They've got some bonus event rewards. You'll be able to earn some additional new Dawning weapons and some new perks. And they're making stasis snowballs. I don't know if you heard about this, but I don't know if I'll be doing that. The snowballs have never been a thing for me. Give me my gun. Tell me what to shoot. Tell me where to aim. But they do have a new memento, and I'm excited about this. It's called, you have to do the Winter Night Quest from Eva for your chance to earn the memento reward. Additional ones after that can be acquired by opening a gift in return once the memento is originally acquired. I've got it on one of the pulse rifles here. It doesn't look too bad. I'll just have to see.
It's on the one from Xur from the anniversary.
30th anniversary edition.
It looks like that one.
Yeah.
The BR, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks nice blue. Looks like looks like it'll be a movable, like it'll move, and I bet you it shines and shimmers.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it's going to move. Most of the mementos have some kind of animation on them. It's really cool. If they could just do this on other weapons, we'd play a lot more of this game. They have the new Albedo Wing, and this is I believe it's a heavy glaive. Oh, it's an aggressive glaive. Okay, so you can still use it in your special slot, but you can get this. You can you have to do the event challenges. There's some focusing you can do on it, and there's festive engrams, which can be purchased by using a gift in return, and Dawning Spirit. Oh boy, I forgot about Dawning Spirit. Yeah, it's got to play stuff to get the Dawning Spirit.
Oh yeah, this glaive has the beacon rounds like the sidearm from the dungeon does.
Oh, that's right.
That sidearm from the dungeon I heard is very fun. If you can
I got roll on it. I got one with beacon rolls.
I did too. I got one. First time I ran that raid, I got all bows. Through the whole damn thing. I got a mark at the end.
I got all swords.
I got nothing but bows. I was like, really? I had 4 bows by the end of that first run. I was like, Bungie, really? There's a loot table this big and all you can give me is bows. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a kinetic stasis bow, which I love because there isn't one. But really?
Well, it's a rocket sidearm. And,
let
me just pull it up here real quick. Let's call the name of it. It is called... Because I tried to use it in Yarn Banner. No. It's called Indebted Kindness. And mine has the attrition orbs and the beacon rounds. Alloy magazine countermass. And it's in PvE, this thing will take chunks out of yellow bars. But like I said, I tried to use it in PvP and it was just like, no, dog. They're just going to come running at you. So I just use a regular sidearm in the Crucible. But I tried it and didn't have much luck with it. Maybe someone else can figure out how to make it work, but the rocket launcher the rocket pistol, rocket sidearm was not working in PvP, at least not for me. We have some new perks. The origin trait for the new Dawning weapon is called Dawning Surprise. Rapidly defeating targets awards a Dawning gift. Defeated powerful targets count more than one. So if you defeat a yellow bar, it'll probably give you the gift right there. I don't know what that gift is. Probably a piece of glimmer, I'm guessing. We'll see. The beacon rounds will be on the new weapons, like you mentioned, Gator. Cold Steel. Powered sword hits slow targets. That was going to be... People are going to definitely jump on that for the dungeon alone. And, of course, Attrition Orbs.
Oh, yeah.
That's already been out. But Deconstruct is a new seasonal perk they've got out here. It says dealing sustained damage grants bonus damage against vehicles and constructs and partially refills the magazine. Damage with primary ammo or against constructs provides additional progress. Now, what are constructs? These are barricades, turrets, stasis crystals, other objects that can be created in the field. And the perk description states that it partially refills the magazine, but we'd like to clarify that it pulls ammo from thin air, not reserves. So Deconstruct can be a good perk, depending on what you're using it on. Let's see. Mm-hmm. They're giving away, or actually you can buy a little Dawning beanie from the store.
It's like a bag or something too.
Yeah, it's like a
little string bag.
I think yeah, like some kind of like utility bag, and then they have the beanie as well. Beanie looks kind of cool. I'm just not a purple and light blue guy.
I don't do. Dude, me and you live in North Carolina and Florida. I mean, I get colder than you do, but how often do you wear a toboggan? I have a better chance at wearing one than you do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I've got a Columbia beanie, and that's the only one I'll ever wear. They have a great Dawning bake-off contest. You can win some logos, you can win a new emblem. That's really weird. I just saw a streamer have this emblem already on. How did they get
the one with the little like dragon looking thing?
Yeah.
Are you sure that was the one they had?
I swear to God, she had this one on. Where the hell did she get that? Yeah, I guess they give them to streamers? I don't know. Maybe for a giveaway or something. I don't know. But let's see. There's only 1 week to make your best dessert. So the winners will be chosen among those who submit their entries using the hashtag Dawning Bakeoff hashtag, or their creations will be featured in the TWID, and they'll be awarded the Art of the Week or Movie of the Week emblem as well in the very special Draconis Tetrachroma emblem. This is the one I'm talking about with the dragon. Don't forget to use your Bungie ID when you submit it. Okay.
Maybe that's an emblem they're already giving out, just showing that that's what you can win. Maybe somebody else.
I swear she had it on today. I said, geez, I don't think this thing's even out. It hasn't even started yet. But, oh well. Okay. So there's a little cooking contest. I'm not a chef, so that doesn't really appeal to me, but I just want to mention it for everyone else who might want to be interested. Season of the Wish launch updates. All right. Basically, the Blind Well, don't worry, you don't have to play it until week 6. And if you want to try if you want to try to get stuff for the title, you might have to do some more stuff for that seal. They said with Riven's Lair and the Coil, our goal is to be up front and center, especially for players who go to that platinum score. And if you find that loot goblin in the middle, you'll get a ton of points. So just remember to look for that loot goblin when you're doing the coil.
Is he in the coil? I thought he was in the Warlord Ruins. I thought you were talking about the Rich.
I think he's in the coil.
The only place I've run into the Rich. I mean, I haven't played enough of the coil to know if he's there, but I know there's a Rich in the. That's how you get. I know there's a Rich in the ruin.
There could be
that you shoot.
I've only done. I did a tier 4 coil one time, and I've been busy with Iron Banner. I mean, it's Iron Banner, dude.
That's fine. You're good. No, you're good. I've been busy with Fortnite. I can't say much.
I mean, we got plenty of time, right? Control is going to be available as a selectable mode while Checkmate Control is active. So people who are complaining about Checkmate can play regular Control. They said that they're not planning to put Checkmate on all the Crucible. Instead, they're aiming at a midway point. In other words, what they're saying here is they're going to tune the ability cooldowns and weapon cooldowns. This mindset is going to get integrated into the Crucible, but it's not going to be a full Checkmate game. I like it. I like that fact that
it's fine with me. I'm
grenades.
Sick. Exactly.
I mean, use your gun. I mean, when the abilities get you more kills in a game than your gun, then something's wrong in PvP. That's just my opinion. They said they're going to continue to tune the time to kill. And our target going forward is to keep the optimal TTK consistent with the current Crucible sandbox. So they're going to try to integrate more stuff. That's what they're saying. They're reducing body shot damage So what this will do is we'll increase the skill gap where people who hit headshots are rewarded with faster TDKs. And this is what I loved about. I did play Checkmate Control last week, and I had a pretty good time playing it, actually, because I use a lot of weapons like pulse rifles and stuff. They get headshots very easily.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it's actually weapons instead of having to use stuff, I mean, it's amazing. What a surprise.
Hey, do you use, what do you use in, when you're playing Fortnite?
Weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's also other ways you can hurt people too. But yeah, mostly weapons. And that's the one thing. Oh my God, I forgot to say, Fortnite's done this season. Oh. They have now put scopes, barrels, under barrels on them. Like you can pick up weapons that have scopes, and will make the TTK has become unbelievably fast in the game now. I mean, I had a assault rifle the other night I picked up. It was a legendary assault rifle, purple, had not an ACOG, hollow sight on it, and I was tearing people up with it. It was so nice. Yeah, that's one thing that's made the season great too.
That sounds fun, but I'm still probably not going to play it. I'm just
no, you probably won't.
Guy. It's not a Fortnite guy, but man, it sounds like they're doing a lot of stuff over there. That's for sure. Bungie, you listening? Anyway, you can vault from orbit. We've already known that, and they fixed it where people weren't crashing a game or trying to go to their vault when they weren't in orbit, when they were in an activity. They fixed that, but they said, we want you to be able to pull from your vault anywhere, but after the final shape, that's the only time you'll be able to do that. Some other stuff about orb cooldown changes, focusing cost changes. They've reduced the cost of stuff in all the Crucible, Gambit, Vanguard Ops to 3 Ingrams. I guess it was 5. I thought that was kind of expensive. And of course, the unobtained Nightfall weapons still cost 5. The Fireteam Finder beta is live, and they said an impressive 42% of the participants cleared their raids. That's pretty good. Being that I don't know how they communicate, but okay. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's not bad.
They have a vest and pin if you complete the Warlord's Ruin, which I just have that available now. And finally, what's going on, Gator?
Shit's broken.
There it is. Shit's broken. Just some known issues. If you want to look at all the stuff that they've listed here, then just check out the links and it'll take you right to it. All right, we got some movies. We got some art. Oh, pretty cool art. And that's it. And Cosmo, I know it was you because I saw the kitty pic.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was you, Cosmo. Yep. Thanks, Cosmo. I'm just going to say that. Thank you for that This Week in Destiny. That is all we have for this week. So we have our topic of the week, and this might get juicy. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dimwee, and you're listening to Guardian Downcast. And while your choice of a subclass is probably questionable, just like your class choice, you're still probably a decent person.
Okay, for topic of the week, this is from an article from Rebecca Valentine. And if you've scoured YouTube, you've probably already heard something about this article, but some more has come out. We're kind of seeing a little bit more behind the curtains with Bungie. And in a nutshell, some anonymous sources have spoken up again as far as what's happening inside of Bungie. The first thing they said is that they talked about how the deal they made with Sony, Bungie. The source said that the board is made up of half Sony upper management and half Bungie upper management. And then the deciding vote or the tiebreaker vote is Pete Parsons. So this is how Bungie still maintains control of the company and what they do day to day. And what we're seeing is, or what they're stating in this article is that Sony has a little clause that if Bungie doesn't meet certain revenues and profitability, that they have and they didn't say they were going to, it just says they have the option to totally dismantle the board and replace it with their own. which at first kind of scares the hell out of me because Bungie has always been known as not part of Sony, but
independent,
like a division of Bungie, division of Sony. Sorry. So what's going on is that the employees have chimed in, or the source has chimed in, that the employees are going through hell right now. That the remaining employees that are still at Bungie, that they've been cutting like a lot of different things. I'm just going to list what they have here. Multiple current employees confirmed to IGN that the company has implemented numerous other cost-cutting measures recently, including studio-wide hiring freeze, reduced travel budgets, elimination of holiday bonuses. That sucks. Keeping its annual Bungie Day virtual, delaying its week-long pentathlon event until next December, which I can understand that. They're in Warzone mode right now, you know, and reducing numerous morale events like the cooking and knitting classes from monthly to quarterly. Bungie is also pausing or fully ending benefits like an annual employee compensation adjustment to meet market rates, its new hire lunch program, employee donation matching, its peer recognition program, and gift cards for employees' birthdays. And yearly studio performance bonuses this year will be only to the contractually obligated 80% of minimum, after being above 100% in the past. They say that with these recent layoffs that the morale has just kind of suffered within the company. And according to IGN sources, they have stated that it has been, quote, soul-crushing over the last month. And it doesn't sound like management is making any significant efforts to improving that atmosphere either. I guess the chief people officer? Never heard of that title before. Holly Barbakovi, they outright stating that the layoffs were a lever and that if after the final shape that they might have to lay more people off if it doesn't meet their goals, their income goals. And it feels to me like everyone's just kind of covering their butt, especially the upper management. And everyone's kind of like, watch your back, like no one's safe. And that's never a good way to run a business. But, okay, they say that also with the quality, the QA, quality assurance program, that they're going to be outsourcing a lot of that. I think a lot of companies already do that, to be honest. That's kind of a quality assurance. I mean, that's play testers, right? Am I missing something? I think it's play testers.
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah. Here it was. Noted a team-wide culture shift toward a general pool of testers consisting of both in-house and outsourced individuals. And they said there's been a rash of mysterious departures in the months before the layoffs of these QA people. So I don't know. It just sounds like, it's probably a contract job. They do their job and their contract ends and they're gone. They were hired. They did what they're supposed to do and moving on. For all intents and purposes, I am not totally Bungie shilling here, as I operate and own a business as well. So I kind of see the general picture of what's going on here. But keep in mind that we're now at 9,000 people that have been laid off in 2023 in the gaming industry. And the story was kind of a bummer. You kind of want everyone to be on the same page, rallying around, the company to do things right and to get things going here. And it just seems like they're not doing as well, according to the source from IGN. But I have a lot of thoughts on this, Gator, but I wanted to go to you first, man. What, I know I very much shrunk down this article, just a few general topics, but the TLDR here is people are talking, employees aren't happy. They've been cutting all of these little side events and little expenses, and they're just kind of watching all their spending, it sounds to me like, and they're having to make cuts, and it's been tough. So what do you think, man?
I mean, it sounds to me like, like you said, they're just catching up on, this is more stuff coming out from the fallout, in my opinion, of what happened from the employees. It's just more cuts that they had planned. This isn't letting people go. This is just cutting programs and stuff to make their bottom line. I mean, and like the way I saw it, what killed me was what I saw before I even saw the article was the tweet of, if Final Shape doesn't do well, there'll be more layoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
Right here, you're already doing this. You got the holidays coming. These people are already probably not happy. They don't want to be at their jobs. I understand that. And now you're saying next year, if this game we're working on doesn't do well,
yeah,
we're going to let more people go.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, dude, I see this all the time. We had a BurgerFi next to us in our town where I live. We have to go much further now because that BurgerFi closed. And it wasn't because they weren't doing a lot of business. They were always busy. But the management sucked. And, when you have a franchise and your managers aren't doing the right things, you can't get, things in line and can't get things, you can't do things correctly and system-wise, and it just eats into profitability and they go out of business. Even if they had a superior hamburger and fries, they, even though they had a fantastic product there, it still closed. And I'm always perplexed when I hear this, but then you always hear that term, well, there was a bad management issue, and that's why they had to close down. Managers were stealing money. Managers were pilfering. They were giving extra benefits to their employees when they didn't need to. And I've just seen numerous companies come and go that offer outstanding service and product to its customers, but financially just couldn't keep up, couldn't make it profitable. I have lasted over 28 years in business, and I'm not going to get on my sermon pulpit here, but I run things on a pretty lean budget. I see these new pest control companies that just throw money at brand new vehicles. They put these expensive wraps and signage on all that, and they got all brand new equipment. And well before they actually have the clientele to support the expense of all this. I also see pest management companies buy out other companies hoping to press that easy button and just rake in the money, only to find that the relationships built by the previous owners was the glue that held it all together to begin with. The new owners, they're kind of confused, and usually what happens is they blame the employees. Their performance is terrible, blah, blah, blah. When in reality, the new ownership did nothing to research their customer base, or worse, they never talked to them to get feedback. Now, I don't know if you knew this, Gator, but I actually bought a company about 15 years ago. It was a small company, smaller than mine, and they were doing an outstanding job, man. Their lawns look fantastic. They never had many callbacks. I did some research in that area for bad service. The staff that was doing this, the guy who was running this company and his employees were doing a great job, but they faltered in one area though. The owner of this company was a sales manager from a larger chain, pest control company chain, and he thought he can do the same thing, but better, which is, if you've heard my story, this is why I got in the business. I thought I could do better than my uncle, and I started my own business and ran with it. I was motivated. But once I looked at his financials, I found that his material costs were sky high. His profit margins were so thin that he could barely pay himself or his employees a living wage. He sold the company to me. I merged the clients into my existing system and routes, and I still have some of those clients today, but I lost about 75% of them due to the fact that the relationships the last owner had was what kept the company running. Even though it was a subpar operation, he knew sales. He knew people. He was very good with people, but he knew nothing about the operations and technical aspects of the business. I know. So Gator, what does all this have to do with the Bungie article? Well, Bungie has always been a very good company to work for, according to past comments from employees over the years. They've been getting a lot of perks from the company, like the lunch programs, the knitting classes, sewing classes, community building events in the company. But although those programs were very beneficial for the company, it didn't do anything to make income for the business. And you can argue that, happy devs mean better work, better creativity, which leads to better games, right? Bungie could absorb these costs when it was the one calling the shots. And if you remember, they became their own publisher too when they broke away from Activision. The times and revenues were good, and all the employees' perks were viable because they were making the profits to offset the expense. But now, due to the upper management allegedly overspending on things like this, they had to seek shelter from a larger company. It was like me buying out the company in my story I just mentioned. My point is that sometimes the most talented people can create the most beautiful things and products, super green lawns versus a beautiful Destiny game, but maybe someone else needed to run the operations part of the company. Hey, I'm rooting for Bungie. It'd be a shame for such a beautiful thing to go away and melt into the, quote, amalgamation of the dreary games industry out there. But my final note here is my guess is that the Bungie Studio Sony deal, I think the numbers were probably inflated to sweeten the deal. Sony's no dummy. They probably based their year one performance metrics on what Bungie provided. They provided the numbers. So now management is in full panic mode that their beloved studio might be swallowed up by Sony as a consequence. Otherwise, why would Bungie be slashing lunch programs and knitting classes, for God's sake? Every dollar counts, and I really hope that Bungie can right the ship and get out of this predicament because, yes, as I'm a fanboy and a Destiny shill, I really want to see what Bungie's capable of in the future. And if Sony absorbs them, I don't think we'll ever see this magic. That's what really worries me. If it was my company, I would have had a big meeting and allow all the employees to vent on a limited basis, of course. And then I would rally the troops, show them, open the books, show them what's going on. Show them what happens if Sony takes over. Because they're going to have no control over the future of the game or the studio if Sony takes over. Everyone ultimately is worried about their jobs, even the higher up management. I think everyone wants to just cover their own ass right now. And this is no different. Business is cold. It's uncaring. And my customers may love me and think I'm part of their family, but the economy fell apart tomorrow, I'd be the first expense being cut. This happened to me after 9/11. Remember that? So if the levee is frantically being patched by upper management right now, and they are only focused on the leak, they need to look behind them and see who's carrying the mortar to help them to patch it. If they don't shore up their staff right now, they'll reach back to grab more mortar only to find nobody there. Bungie needs to come together internally. Management needs to open up their teams and explain their predicament and band together to save the studio. I've heard that Sony taking over is the best solution. Get rid of the management. Trust me, you do not want Sony to take over this board or this company. They do not have the love for Destiny that this studio does. And they will look at this game strictly as a franchise, something to make money. And if you didn't like those starter packs they had out for $15, you ain't seen nothing yet, man. I don't know. It's just my outside opinion. Because I am a business owner, I've kind of been through this before. But I did want to end on a positive because, there are some positives here. Sony's not stupid. Destiny or Bungie, they have a secret sauce that I just haven't seen in other comparable games out there. Sony does not want that to end. And then there's Marathon. I think Bungie has about a 2-year window to prove themselves as a solid studio. Much of Bungie's great devs are, they're working hard on it. And I'm sure this was something Sony was privy to before the buyout. So the fact that Marathon is their next big thing, I think, in my opinion, I think they have 2 years. So if there's a little bit of hope on the horizon here, I don't think that Sony's going to take over this company right away. If it does happen, then so be it. It's just the way the studio runs. It's just the way things go. But I think once Marathon comes out, then I think we're going to see where the rubber hits the road here. I don't know. That's just my opinion. It's a really sad article, man. It really is. And it's such a bummer around the Christmas time to have to hear all this stuff. But I think on the bright side, I don't think this is doom and gloom. Not yet. Anyway, that's my opinion. Anything you want to add, RNG?
Nope, not really. They're doing. Sony's going to do what they want to do. If Bungie's not making the profit they want them to make, they're going to look at them and say, look, you got to cut people, you got to do something or we're taking over,
Yeah.
So, it's business. My wife was just telling me last night, Smile Direct, the one where you can get the trays. Mm-hmm. They're going out of business.
What?
They have invested so much money into that thing up front. Now they're going out of business. And here's the kicker. If you're already paying Smile Direct, you got to keep paying until your stuff's paid off, they said. You're not going to get new trays, but you got to keep paying it. Really? Because even though they're going to go bankrupt or whatever, you got to keep paying it. I'm like, I'd be getting a lawyer. I'd be like, why am I going to pay for something if you're not offering the service anymore? They put so much money up front for advertising, like you said, and they put themselves in such a hole, they haven't made it back.
I mean,
they haven't made that money back, and now they got to close it down.
Smiles Direct? Can you explain what that company is? Some people might not know what that is.
I don't know if you've ever. It's a way of. It was supposed to be an inexpensive way of you not having to go to a dentist to get trays for like braces. It's like Invisalign. Right. They're retainers that move your teeth and everything. Go through them, and you don't have to visit a dentist and go through all that. My wife's a dental hygienist, and she told them people would come into her office saying they were going to go with her, and they're like, they kept telling them, no, we have Invisalign. It may cost more, but Invisalign is going to, through us, you will get your trays. If Smile Direct decides to stop doing it, you've lost your stuff. You're screwed. And they had people that didn't want to listen to them, and now the company's going under. So if you're a new customer, you can't do nothing. But if you're there, one that's already paying, you got to keep paying, and you're not getting any new trays. So now you're screwed. But you got to finish paying off whatever your debt was to them, they're saying.
Yeah, my wife had Invisalign. She had that done. It was like $1,700, I think. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but it works great.
Dude, dental work is a fortune. I've got so much work I need to get done, but I can't do it right now. I can't afford to do it. It's just too much money. But I don't know, man. I see this all the time, and this whole article kind of just brought that all into view for me, about how I just wonder if, I've seen people in so many streams say, well, I hope Sony takes over Bungie. Maybe they can do a better job. Dude, I'm just telling you, it's not going to be good.
You might worry about what you wish for there. Is what I'm saying. Does nobody remember Activision and how bad that stuff was?
They got to run a multi-billion dollar business. You think they're going to worry about knitting classes every quarter?
Yeah, I'm not going to say they won't make it better or could do better, but hopefully Bungie rights the ship and does better like they need to.
I think thinking back, if you think back to the history of the company, I think when Bungie claimed its independence from Activision several years ago, I think they were making killer money. And I thought like I did, I can do this better. I don't need to work for somebody. I can just do it all myself. And I think, money was coming in, and they started setting up all these programs and, lunch programs and all this stuff. And I mean, I think it was 3 shows ago, I was talking about all the minor little expenses that we're not talking about, like travel and gas and fuel and just all the little stuff to run a business and to keep that, even though a lot of it's virtual, they still have to keep that studio running. I'm sure there's a payment on that studio. I'm sure they didn't pay cash for it. Maybe they did. I don't know, but it's not normal. It's not usual for a company to just completely buy the real estate and build a $100 million studio. I just don't know. I don't know the particulars, so I'm just speculating at this point. But I think they've got high on the hog, and I think they overspent. I think they got too high on the hog. They overspent, and then this game's been going on for a long time. I think they thought maybe it was going to just keep doing, the curve was still going to keep going up. Well, eventually you get competition. Eventually people start playing other games and start clinging to other communities. And being that this game has gone on for almost 10 years now, it's bound to happen, man. None of this article is surprising to me at all, other than the board. That really scared me about how they structured the board. But that Sony had to do that, though. I mean, they couldn't just let these mavericks come in and run the company into the ground. They paid billions of dollars for this company. There's no way they're going to let their investment just sink into nothingness. So I know Sony's a smart company. They're going to be ruthless if they take over this franchise. I mean, those Fortnite skins for $40, get ready. You think the starter pack for $15 was bad? And Bungie took it down because guess what? Bungie can. At least right now they can. They can respond to their community. Sony doesn't give up. They don't care. But Sony doesn't care, man. But the thing that gives me hope here is that most of the Sony game studios, Sony's very lenient and lets them do their thing and tries not to get in their own way. And they know these studios do good work. I mean, God of War. I mean, my God, man, that was a fantastic game. There's a ton of games out there that that Sony owns, I keep saying Bungie, that Sony owns that are fantastic, just fantastic games. I don't think Sony would want the magic of the Destiny and Bungie franchise to go away. And so what do? They have to cut expenses. They have to make sure that, and I'm sure they have until February. I think that's the fiscal year end for Sony. I think they have until February to get those numbers a little closer to what those goals were. So everyone's kind of scrambling now. It sucks because it's the holidays. Not getting a holiday bonus, that kind of bummed me out because I always gave bonuses. I give bonuses to everybody, but I just, it just was a bummer of an article, but it was so important I had to talk about it tonight. When I was done reading it, I was just like, I got to write something down here because this is so close to what I do or what I've done. So anyway, I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole. I told everyone I wasn't going to do that anymore. So, any other closing thoughts? Anything else, Gator?
Nope. I mean, we'll just see. I think we just see what happens and see how it plays out. I mean, there's nothing we could do but just play the game, whatever they send to us, play it, and roll with it. I mean, hopefully we make it to final shape, and final shape's a banger, and it squashes all this, and we're good to go. I'm still. But we'll find out in June, I guess.
Yeah, I'm still not worried about Bungie. I'm not worried about them. I think Bungie. I have not seen a first person shooter with that Bungie magic, man. I just haven't seen it yet, and I don't know. Maybe they can sell the brain trust or whatever. Maybe they can sell that out for extra money or something to other games that want to build something like it. But there's games out there that are literally cutting and pasting Bungie stuff right now. But it's not the same. It's just not the same. So
no, it's not even close.
I'm not. All in all, I'm not worried. And if we have to stretch for a 7, I think they had something coming in April. They haven't really said much about it. Getting prepared for the light or something like that. I mean, I don't. Well, we'll see. I don't see that being anything very big. So this will be my time and everyone else's time that has been so worried about FOMO that they have to log in every day and get their whatever they're trying to do in the game. It's a great time to say, hey, I think I'm going to play Baldur's Gate 3. I think I'm going to do some turn-based games. I'm going to expand my horizons here, and that's what I plan on doing in 2024. So I'm still going to, I've got it on my Christmas list. I can't talk tonight. Mouth doesn't work. I think I want to play the zombies. I even want to jump in and play a little multiplayer. I won't last long because it'll bring back bad memories, but I'm looking forward to these games, and I'm looking forward to having a little time to be able to do it. So we'll see. All right. Hey, let's lighten the mood a bit. Let's get some questions from the Discord, man. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Hey, Guardians, would you like to send a question for the show to us? There are 4 ways to do it. First, you can join our Discord server at discord.gg/GuardianDownCast. There's also a join link in our show notes down below. We have Guardians from all walks of life and all over the world, from new lights to day one players to hardcore gamers. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show. So come hang out with us. You can also email us with your question at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also occasionally post about our upcoming show and guest, and you can respond there with your question at Guardian_D_cast is our X handle. Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your question at guardiandowncast.com, and we might play it on the podcast. Think of it as talking with us right on the show. Thanks for listening, and later, Guardian. All right, Gator, how about some questions, man? We got some questions that our members threw in to our special channel, our episode 229 RNGGator channel. And if you want to send us a question, we have 3 channels usually you can throw that in. They're like forum-based channels, so you just post your question and we grab it and pick it up. The first question I have here for you, Gator, is from Sith Daddy Fresh. Question for the random new guy. If you could pick Gator's superpower and his downfall, what would they be? My wife just brought me some cookies. That's a pleasant surprise. Sorry, dude.
It takes me too long to get down there. They'll be cold.
Yeah. What would Gator's super? I guess he's talking about me, Gator. It's TR. What would my superpower be and his downfall? What would they be?
Man, I know what your downfall would be. That's not a problem.
Uh-huh.
But the superpower, what would your superpower be? I give your superpower the ability to see the future with everything going on with Bungie.
Oh my God, that would be great. Because I've gotten it right. I've gotten it right so many times, Gator.
Yeah, but your downfall would be bounties.
Yeah,
that would be what would take. That would be what hurts you from seeing the future. If you do bounties, you would have to stop doing bounties.
Yeah,
after having that superpower, no more bounties for you.
It's like when I go into Crucible, I have to get kills with a SMG or a hand cannon or something. I don't use those weapons in Crucible, and my game suffers. So yeah, you might be right there. All right. All right. Another one from Sith Daddy Fresh. Question for random number generator. If woodchucks could, in fact, chuck wood, how much of the new season are you loving?
Got to answer that at the beginning of the show. I mean, I've done the story. I haven't touched much else in Destiny. I ain't touched PvP. I don't think I ran Iron Banner at all last season. I didn't run it this week.
It's kind of.
I haven't touched PvP. My PvP is Fortnite.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So, plus, you say you're playing with your kids. Yeah. That's always fun.
Yeah, I play with my kids, other friends. It just makes it more fun. I mean, I've run the story stuff, done it. I mean, I went pretty hard at the last season, and I'll do my stuff for this season and everything, and it's a long season. Why do I need to be in a hurry at the moment?
I'm actually loving it, man. I'm loving the fact that I don't have to feel like I'm missing out on anything. I'm keeping up with the seasonal story, and in a few weeks that's going to end. But I'm just kind of...
I mean, like we used to do in our original Destiny?
Yes,
you just
exactly.
get it at your own pace and can get it done?
People never remember those long content droughts where we had to make our own content. Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's upset that the new season's not going to start till June or the next thing. I mean,
this is the
they
last
don't remember
season,
They don't remember original Destiny where we wouldn't get no information. We didn't know when what was coming or anything. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sis Daddy Fresh. I was talking with him playing Crucible, playing Iron Banner with him actually, and he's a nice dude. He's a good dude. We're going to actually see him on our live show next week. I'll mention that later. LPU Soldier, question for both of us. What is your favorite flavor of Gatorade? And are you guys in a secret pact of Gators that no one else is aware of? I'll let you answer that.
No secret pact. There's no secret pact. And if I'm going to say favorite Gatorade, Crayon works for me too. I'm a Titan main. So I like the blue Gatorade. Like the Glacier.
No, dude, Glacier that's my flavor. You can't pick my flavor.
I said it first. Pick something.
Well,
you can like the same thing.
Yeah,
don't apologize.
Yeah, exactly. What is it? Admiral Nip says, play
like
what you like.
Don't apologize.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Thank you, Nips. Yeah, Gatorade. It's the blue, man. even when I don't buy Gatorade, I still buy the blue. It's just the best. I can't buy the red because I put mine in a Yeti, like a Yeti that has like a spout on it. And as I drink it, my lips get red from drinking it all day in the truck. And my customers will go, "You have lipstick on?" I'm like, "No." Oh, red Gatorade. So I don't buy red Gatorade anymore. It just dyes my lips too much. As far as the secret pact, we're never going to admit anything publicly.
I don't know what secret pact you're talking about.
Exactly. All right, Panda. Hot take and questions or thoughts. Is the potential Sony takeover a bad thing? I read the article and I wasn't as up in arms as others. Their perk reductions are still miles better than most people's daily work life. Am I alone thinking this is they're a bit spoiled and this is overblown? Heaven forbid knitting classes are reduced to quarterly. Yeah, I saw that. I chuckled when I saw that too.
I will give it. That's great. I know why they did most of that. They did most of that probably for their employees' health, mental health, and stuff like that.
Sure.
Trust me, where I work at, they don't give a flying flip about any of that. But them reducing that, I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, that's probably how most people came to work there. The benefits. I mean, when I've been looking for another job from where I'm at now, the reason I've had 2 jobs last year that wanted me and it just didn't work out because the benefits didn't match up with what I was making and everything. They just didn't. I was going to lose money, and that's why I stayed where I'm at. So, I mean, benefits do matter, but I mean, yeah, some of these do seem a little overblown, and they does seem like they're a little bit spoiled, but you know, I mean, when you got somebody as you say, yeah, you start taking it away, yeah, people are going to get mad, but, I mean, they kind of gotta, I mean, welcome to life. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm happy that you work at a company that gives you all that, because most people aren't going to get that, you know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my thoughts too. The knitting classes and the little perks in here, that's a company that's in panic mode, man. It's a sure sign that they're squeezing every penny. They're saving every dollar because there's probably some threshold that they have to make sure they hit. And they probably sat down in a meeting, probably one of many, and said, where can we make cuts? They probably had all the department heads there and went, all right, where can we cut? Tell me where can we cut? Chief of the people, Barbara, where are we cutting? You know? So, like I said, this article it's never really surprised me. It was just a bummer, that, you know, this is just business, man. Business is cold. It's all about the mighty dollar. I mean, what are they doing if they're not making any money? What are they doing there? They're not there for their health. These people want to make money. They want to make a lot of money. And, you know, as far as the, Sony taking over, I think it is a bad thing. A lot of people are thinking, well, anything to fix Bungie's. Like I said before, Sony does not have the love for the Destiny game that the Destiny developers do. And I could see if Sony took over, they start throwing their own teams in there and it would just be turmoil. It might even be death for the company because it just doesn't work out like that BurgerFi. So yeah, I mean, it's a good hot take, Panda. It was a good way to, I mean, we probably bored everybody to death with my diatribe just a few minutes ago, but, yeah, that's just the way it is, man. Thanks for the question. Rodimus, on a Danger Powers food scale of 1 to 10, on Brittany throwing cheese at Jesse's face, how the hell does the Steelers lose to the Patriots?
The same way that the Lions lost to the Packers on Thanksgiving and got shit beat out of them. It was just, I mean, yes, the Packers are playing better than my Steelers are. My Steelers, we just suck. I wish we would kind of quit winning. I want a good pick. We're going right now. If we win a couple games and get a winning season, we'll be right there in the middle, maybe a chance at making the playoffs and get a middle of the road pick. You know, we're not improving nothing. I mean, they fired a coordinator. Everybody's talking about Tomlin now. Does he need to go? I don't think Tomlin needs to go. I just think we need better receivers. Why Trubisky can't throw the ball to Pickens? Fuck if I know. I mean, all of a sudden he wants to go Deontay Johnson. I have no idea. I didn't even watch the game Thursday night until like the end of it when we were closer. I was busy playing Fortnite, didn't care. I was watching the Game Awards because it was Thursday night, and I'd rather watch the Game Awards than my Steelers play. So, because I knew that game was going to be ugly. Patriots aren't a good team. We turned the ball over and they got short fields from what I saw. And I mean, all of a sudden Bailey Zappi looked.
It wasn't exactly a run. They didn't run over.
The Patriots scored all 21 points in the first half. They didn't score a point in the second half, and we still couldn't come back and beat them because our offense sucks.
Well, what could be worse is when you start O'Connell with Las Vegas and you have Zappi on the bench. It just got me 21.9 points with 3 passing touchdowns and 240 yards.
Oh, did you do that in one of your other leagues?
Well, my other league, who's a starter for Minnesota? I've already forgot his name.
Joshua Dobbs.
No, I mean the original one.
Kirk Cousins was the starter. He's the one who got injured.
That was my man. That was my man. He was part of my killer team in my money league, my real life league, and then he went out with an Achilles. So I'm in panic mode trying to find a quarterback that can give me any points. I started DeVito with New York Giants last week. He got me nothing. 8 points maybe. And then here it is. I pick up Zappi because I'm like, okay. And then it says that, they might not start him. He's not guaranteed. I should have looked at the very last, but I didn't foresee.
Well, it's a Monday night game.
Yeah,
it's a Monday night game. You can't take that chance on Sunday if you don't know if he's starting.
That's true. That's true. So I'm starting O'Connell with Las Vegas, and hopefully I'll get a surprise there too. But yeah, Kirk Cousins was my guy, man. I had the perfect team, and injuries are just a pain in the ass. And think of all the quarterbacks this year got injured. There's a lot of them, man. A lot more than I remember.
Injuries across the board.
There's a lot more quarterbacks. Dude,
it's not just quarterbacks. I mean, it's receivers. It's running backs. I mean, everything is injury-wise. It's been crazy this year.
Well, think of it too. You got linebackers that are as fast as running backs now that are coming at these quarterbacks, and these linemen. I mean, you see all these blitz packages. I mean, there's some crazy blitz packages they have now. I mean, they'll be coming out of nowhere. You won't even see it coming. Even the most, veteran quarterback probably has a hard time seeing some of these. So that's why, quarterbacks are down. And then, Trevor Lawrence. I've got a bunch of Jaguars.
He might not be starting this Sunday. Yep.
I took Ridley out. I took him out. I replaced him with another player because I just don't think he's going to see the ball much with a backup quarterback. He's a deep threat guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what this other guy's going to do, so I can't risk it. And I'm 1 week from my playoffs, and I'm on the edge. It just couldn't get any worse for me. Sorry, football talk. This is a Destiny podcast. Thank you, Rodimus. Blink, one of our newer members. A question for both Gators. After the Game Awards last night, what games are you looking forward to in the future? Yes, we know you only play Destiny, Gator, but try to imagine there's other games out there. What do you think?
Yeah.
What games you looking forward to in the future?
I mean, I watched the Game Awards. There wasn't many games that I looked at. I was just like, besides like the Jurassic Park survival game, there wasn't many at the Game Awards that blew me away, that I was looking forward to.
I remember a few. It
was hard to remember what was.
Well, they started out with this game called Exodus. Of course, it was pie in the sky. There was no release date. This is the one Matt McConaughey came out and started talking about. It was very Destiny-like. Who knows how far out this is going to be, though? Maybe 2026. I don't know. Hideo Kojima, some kind of thriller light horror game called OD. 2025. I don't know. Didn't say.
They announced Skull and Bones again, that they've announced it how many Game Awards now, and it's like it's really happening now. It's supposed to come out February 16th of 2024 is the release date. I mean, there's some people that are looking forward to that. I mean, if you like Sea of Thieves, I guess Skull and Bones is one of those.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, by Ubisoft, who knows?
There's this game called The First Descendant. It looks pretty fun. It's got huge boss fights, and I'm telling you, man, I love boss fight games. They're saying summer of 2024. Well, we'll see. It looked good. Now they just had this game called The Finals. It's like a PvP arena shooter. Have you tried this game yet? Kind of reminds me of Overwatch.
I've had people talk about it, but I haven't played it.
I watched someone, I think I was watching Shroud play it today, and I was just glancing at it to see what it's about. It looks like, to me, Fortnite on steroids, man. I mean, people are grappling up to the roof. It's like a total movement game, and I don't know. I might try because I think it's free to play, but that's all I can remember. That I
mean, they advertised more for Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. The first Senua
that's true.
game was great. I mean, if it was a great game about mental illness and everything. I never finished it. I need to go back and finish it. It was it's a fun game to play. It looks great, but that's the one that's, I think, only on Xbox.
Shoot, dude. So. I've still got to play Starfield more. I've got Cyberpunk 2077. I bought the expansion for it. I haven't played it yet. I've heard good things, but Destiny.
I played the story. I beat the regular story for Cyberpunk, and I started Phantom Liberty, and it's fun. I just haven't gone back and beat it.
There's just so much to play right now, man. There's so many games out right now. It's crazy. Thank you, Blink. Like I'm pretty sure he or she is a new member. So, all right. Thanks for that question. Okay. Well, I'll ask this one real quick. This is from All Thumbs, my buddy I played with for a long time. He goes, question for the show, Todd. Since you used to be balls deep into Call of Duty in the past, are you thinking about purchasing Modern Warfare 3? Actually, yes.
Did you hear Chris Judd's remark at the Game Awards? Did you hear?
Yeah.
When Chris Judge came out, did you hear his quib at Modern Warfare?
The sort of God of War character? Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that.
But did you hear what he said?
It was his acceptance speech being still shorter than the last Call of Duty campaign.
Oh, it was longer than the Call of Duty campaign.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I heard that.
And from what my son told me, that actually pissed off some people at, I guess, Activision or whoever's making this year's Call of Duty. It pissed them off.
God, dude.
I'm like, wow, guys. I mean, make a good game. Because from what I've heard, the game is, I mean, people are playing it. Besides the zombies, I've heard is great. But the campaign-wise, I heard, from what I've heard, it's not great. So,
oh, boy. So I'm going to get it for the zombies run. That's what I'm going to buy it for. I mean, I may play a little bit of multiplayer, but I don't really plan on playing the campaign. I don't really play that stuff anymore. So
yeah, I don't get into that as much as I used to.
Appreciate the question. All thumbs. You got one there?
I got one here from Panda. It says, what is your favorite dungeon encounter and favorite raid encounter? I don't know if we could go with original Destiny and Destiny 2 if you want to.
Well, there's no dungeons in Destiny 1, but
for raids is what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. I've had this question before. You think of one? You know what you want to say?
I mean, dungeon encounter wise, I'm trying to remember. I mean, raid encounter, I can tell you my favorite raid encounter from Destiny 2 is the planets in Ron. I love that. I love the whole
that is fun
movement thing. There's so much of that, and
that's fun.
Deep Stone Crypt when you're fighting when the thing is crashing. The space station is crashing. Right. That one, you got to jump down at the end and run away from him. Before you run into the final battle. I love that because I love chaos mode.
Yeah, and someone would always block the door when I tried to get through.
Yeah,
try to get me to get.
I don't know why people would do that.
I don't know why they would either. Trolls. Yeah, those are some good answers. I really like the first encounter for the new Warlord's Ruin. I love the fact that you have to scale the mountain. But I tell you what, I really like the final encounter of the latest dungeon.
Oh, it's fun.
Because it's like a corkscrew. Yeah. You're kind of working your way up little by little until you get to the very top and you do the final DPS and then you fall back. You go all the way back to the beginning again. I really like that way it opens up like that. It's very smart how they did that. As far as raid encounters, okay. I got to pull it up here. Maybe you can help me out. It's the Leviathan, but it was the second one, the Leviathan lair. It was the one where there was a shielded Vex in the middle, and you had to jump around. You had to use the skulls to break certain parts that would undo his shield before you can do DPS on it. I'll just have to look it up here.
Is this the Leviathan raid you're talking about?
Yeah, it was a Leviathan. It was one of the lairs, though. It wasn't the original raid. It's the Leviathan lair.
Yeah, but the question was, what was your favorite raid encounter? Not your favorite raid lair.
This was.
Are you talking about the raid lair? You're talking about yes, I know which one you're talking about. The one you jumped down the rocks and you had I know they had to get. That was one of my favorites. You had to go through the rings and collect the things. Yeah. You had to pick up certain colors depending on what void, arc, or I think solar, stuff like that, and shoot it at him to take his shield down and then damage him. Yeah, and you'd have the platforms that you could jump on to damage him and everything. Yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about. I love that raid layer. That was one of my favorites. Though that's the one you got shot out of the cannon. It looked like a cannon.
Yeah,
you sit there and you get shot out
yelling.
of it.
Everybody's screaming at the podcast right now.
Eater of Worlds, wasn't it? No,
Eater of Worlds.
What the hell was it?
I think that was it. Eater of Worlds. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Eater of Worlds. I love that encounter. I love the fact that you first got shot out of the cannon, and then you had to fall through these rings. You had to kind of float around. It was like skydiving in reverse. And then once you landed on the rocks, then you would traverse around all these rocks in space or like floating. And then you had to beat that Vex boss. There, what's the name of the Vex boss? There you go. Let me know.
Argos.
Damn it. Okay. Yep, you nailed it. All right. What else we got here? All right, here's one from Oda Yukamura. Man, he's got a lot of questions in here. Oda, we'll get to these, man. We'll get to these little by little. But this question is perfect hair or perfect gut health?
Perfect gut health.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that gut health. Having a sensitive stomach right now and everything. Yeah.
Especially after I was sick yesterday. Yeah.
I've already got perfect hair, so trust me, my hair still, you see me. I don't have a problem with growing my hair. So.
Yeah, my hair is okay. I just don't have I don't put a lot of priority on my hair. Yeah, it's not a big deal for me, but I definitely gut health. Another question he had is, do you speak any other languages beside English?
Nope.
I speak some Spanish. I was actually in the Spanish Honor Society in high school, and I actually took a bunch of Spanish in college as well, trying to finish my degree. And, I don't speak it fluently though, but I know so much vocabulary that if someone's talking slow enough in Spanish, I can pretty much put the sentence together. But it's not perfect. It's broken Spanish at best. Past and present tenses, that's what got me on Spanish. So it's a good language to know in Florida, trust me.
Hey y'all, this is Sin from the Guardian Hub podcast, the best hub on the net, and you're listening to the Guardian Downcast, the best cast on the net.
Yeah, I'll Venmo you that later. Okay, what else? You got something else in here?
I got one here from average Destiny 2 player. You'll get a kick out of this one. It says, by the time you answer this, Festival of the Lost will be in full swing.
Nope. Still.
My question to you guys is: do Destiny 2 seasonal events need a refresh, or do they just need removing from the game full stop? If you were in charge of the next dawning event, what would you do different? What is your vision of a dawning seasonal event? Now that we know what's coming,
yeah, true.
You really can't. I mean, you can't give a vision, but
well,
what would you different? I mean, how about, like I said, can we change it to where we don't have to fly to every person to deliver cookies?
Yeah.
Let me bake them and just send them. We got postmasters to pick our crap up.
There you go.
Let them go find a postmaster.
Put them in a portal.
You know?
Like put them in one of those air powered vacuum tubes somewhere in somewhere at the tower, and they'll just go. You just put a tag on them.
Let's use that special kiosk behind Raul to send the cookies.
There's a reason I deliver more cookies to Zavala than anybody else. It's because he's right around the corner.
Because he's right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, him and Eververse lady. If you can deliver them to her, right there. Just whoever's right there. Just here. I'll even give Raul cookies if I ain't got to fly somewhere.
Exactly.
You know.
And average Destiny 2 player, I'll pretend like I'm in the past. More mementos. I like.
Well, and also just make it where you can put it on anything.
Yes.
I think they need to change it.
Not just crafted weapons.
Yeah.
Why not make it? I know mementos are special. I know the reason why they have mementos, because it's a special event or a special thing you're completing, like a Grandmaster Nightfall or something. I get it, but why not just make it a shader? Just make it an animated shader and then let us put it on anything.
Or at least make it once I use it, I'm unlocked and I can put it on any craft. I mean, if it's just crafted weapons, just have it there. Like when I go to mementos, they're just there as a list of ones like shaders that I have done. Not that I got to go find another one and hold on to it and why I might be wrong. You can't preview the memento before you put it on the weapon. Can you? When you're creating it, you can't preview to see what it's going to look like.
No, you can't until you can't even select it until you reach level 30.
So, okay, you craft it. What if you don't like the way it looks? Guess what? You just wasted it. You can't get it back. I don't think you can. Can you?
No.
I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know.
No, once you use it, it's lost. It's lost. Once you use it, it's lost. You've consumed it.
I think that system.
Yeah. Why not just have the shader? I don't know. I love the shaders they have in the game. Don't get me wrong, but a special memento, that would be really cool. And you don't have to make it where we can use it unlimited. You can make it where we have one of them, or we can put a little exponential like you do with the titles. Put an exponential into it where we have 3 of them to use on whatever gun we like or armor we like. I know it's a lot of coding. It's a lot of
Yeah.
work to make sure you tie it into every weapon. I get that. But
just make it where you can just, like I said, you don't have to do that. Just make it where it's like shaders. I mean, it's only in crafted weapons and it's there. When you unlock it, it's unlocked, you know?
Right.
I mean, just leave it that way. I mean, it can't be that hard.
Thanks, average ST player. I told you, we finally got to the question. I got one here from Sweaty Spokes. Question for the show. You're out on the town for a fun evening of drinks. It's nearing the end of the night and things are good. While walking down the street inebriated, you and your group of friends happen across a speedometer. You and your friends line up for the challenge of who can run towards it the fastest and expect nothing bad could possibly happen. Who runs the fastest and who gets the most hurt? Okay, that's going to be between us two. Who's going to run the fastest?
So what is this? What were we running at again?
Speedometer? I don't know what a speedometer is.
Oh, are you talking about like a did you ever watch The Office? Did you ever watch The Office?
Yes, of course.
Remember when they were out in front and they were running at the speed limit thing to see who could run the fastest?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
I think that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
I can imagine. I can tell you now, I'm not going to be the fastest and I'm going to get hurt trying to do it. I'm going to pull a hamstring. I'm going to probably fall something. Yeah, it's not going to be good.
I don't know. I think you would beat me because I have a.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're old, so I would have no problem beating you.
I'm already injured.
You know.
I already have on my right leg, my quad muscle. There's a tendon up above it that you have to use to push off when you're running, and I can't even run at all hardly anymore. It's so bad, man.
You say I could probably walk faster and beat you. I wouldn't even have to run.
I don't know about that. I do a lot of walking, man. I don't know. I know you're a slightly taller than me, but
I'll just get in the car, hit you with the car, and run through my boy. There you go.
That I can see.
You don't have, we don't have to worry. Just drive by, open the door, sideswipe you with the door, and keep going.
That would be something I think you would do too. Yeah. Thanks, Sweaty Spokes. Good question. All right, you got another one there, Gator?
Let's see here. Huh. I guess I'm stuck with the average Destiny 2 player question.
He has good questions usually.
Question for the show. If you had a chance to bring back a Destiny or Destiny 2 story, see, I didn't say one, or expansion and play through it for the first time, which one would you choose and why is the correct answer the Red War? So if you had to bring back an old expansion and play through it for the first time again, what would you choose between original Destiny and Destiny 2?
Oh, it'd definitely be original Destiny for me. I still miss original Destiny stuff. I know it's not.
Yeah, but what would you bring back? That's the question.
Probably
what
the
expansion. You know, it's going to be, for me, it's going to be the original. It's going to be Taken King because that was the first one when they did everything.
That's when they revamped.
That was their best one, and then Rise of Iron after that was great.
Yeah,
you know, that's when their storytelling took a
Destiny 1. Yeah,
it's when it took that turn, and their storytelling did something.
Right.
So,
I
mean, Red War was fun. The fixed roles and everything was
right.
A different story, but the story was great. And see, that's the feeling I want with Final Shape. I want that Red War feeling. I want that Taken King feeling to where, like you said, when you went to fight Oryx for the first time and you walked in that dark hallway and that shit lit up like, on the ground, like somebody lighting, TNT, the fuse and it running up and then making the Taken King emblem at the end of it. That was, I want that feeling again.
Yeah.
I don't want a story where I'm like, here, go run in here, kill these people. All right, come back, talk to Rivet. All right, run back and talk to Mara. All right, go to the Hollow, talk to Petra. All right, now run back to Petra. No, I know it's not happened, but go to the Dreaming City and go talk to Petra. I was just talking to her on a Hollow.
I know.
Why do I have to fly to talk to her now? Or like you just talk to them and they disappear and it's like, go see Zavala. He was just here. Why do I have to turn around like a Season of the Deep? You're sitting there, you just talked to the lady, that was on Titan. Oh my God, I can't think of her name now.
Sloan?
Sloan, yes. You sit there and talk to her. You just did a vision with her. And then it's, hey, go to the holo projector and listen to her.
Yeah.
Why? I was just there in front of her.
I know.
You know?
It just must be something how they code the messages in, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. It's extra steps. I know.
Yeah. It seems, I want a story. I want something that is going to grip me and I don't have to fly here, fly there, to do stupid little conversations and everything. Make it cinematic. Make it mean something. Make it feel something. Like Forsaken, like Red War, like Taken King, like Rise of Iron.
It's funny you should say that because I finished the last part of this week's story, and I didn't realize it. But I needed to go to the what is it? The thing on the holo projector to finish the story. This week's story. I guess it's some banter between Mara and Osiris or something. I don't know. I got to go find out.
Oh, you had to go talk to Osiris is what it was.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
At the holo projector. You had a message or something. I don't remember. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he's working on a little bit of lore. He's working.
He knows how to,
He's trying to use the ghost power to get into the portal besides us making this wish with ribbon, which we don't know if she's going to.
Yeah, he knows how to get us through there. He just doesn't know how to go about getting it done. I think is what, I was,
Yep. That's what I'm hearing. Yep. Hades has a question here. Question for the show. Do you guys ever use Control Freaks or another controller joystick extender? They were free on my new controller. I don't know what to think.
I don't use a controller. I'll play mouse and keyboard, but I do know we talk about on controller. They're like,
I've tried them.
The sticks you could put on top. I mean, they're nice and everything, but I eventually wore mine out and I never bought any more because I went to mouse and keyboard. So, but I mean, they do help. I mean, I guess depending on what you're playing, they could help, but.
Yeah, I tried them, but here's the thing. My hands are pretty large. Sorry, humble brag, but my hands just swallow the controller up especially the PS5 controller, which is bigger than the PS4 controller, but I really don't need extenders. My thumbs have plenty of room to move, and I play on a stock controller, man. I really do. I mean, I bought one of those, wacky controllers, but I never could get the feel of those paddles and stuff. So I went back to my old controller. So
when I played on controller on my Xbox, I have the Elite, Xbox Elite controller.
Yeah.
I love those paddles.
I've heard good things about that controller. Yeah. Yeah. I just never was. It seemed like it was too much distance for me. I like the sticks really close and easy to.
Just go ahead. You're old. You don't adjust the change well. We got it.
I'm an old dog. You can't teach me a new trick.
Yep. Just about you don't do mouse and keyboard. One, your hands were probably cramping up trying to learn mouse and keyboard.
I just bought a mouse pad at Amazon for $5 because I had the little pad, that little gel thing that sits on your wrist. I use my roller mouse. I don't even use a regular mouse. I use a roller ball one with my thumb because I do a lot of editing.
Thumb, you roll it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of editing, so I don't really need to move my shoulder much. My son bought me a gaming mouse. I was trying to use it, and my shoulder was worn out. And he says, well, you're doing it wrong. You need to sit still. And I'm like, yeah, but I have too many aches and pains. I just use my controller. Yep.
I use a Logitech mouse, gaming mouse. That thing has 6 buttons on the side.
Yeah.
And I use them all. I use most of them because I use them for slide. I use them for stuff like that. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I got you, man.
So, but
you showed me that.
My mouse is going bad. Mm-hmm. I got my mom. I asked my mom for a new mouse, but I couldn't find this model anymore. So, but I found another one with buttons on the side that I'm going to try. So,
I hear you. All right. You got another one?
Let's see.
While you're looking for one, I got one here from Undead RL.
Yeah, go ahead.
Question for the show. So I have a 2-year-old and one on the way. So my question is, do any of you have any tips for how to manage a toddler with having a newborn at the same time? Certain activities, including the toddler and helping, etc. We've both been down that road, right?
I mean, my son's 19, my daughter's 17, so kind of went through that myself. Mm-hmm. I mean, my son was actually a pretty good help with his sister. Yeah. So
your kids are 2 years apart? Or 3?
Yeah, about 2.5, something like that.
So you're
my son's birthday's in March, my daughter's birthday's in November, and he's 19, she's 17, and she just turned 17, so.
Yeah, mine are 2 years apart too.
2 and some change.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question for us because we have 2 kids and they're 2 years apart. So it would be the same scenario.
there's going to be times where, I mean, you're going to have one parent's going to have to deal with the newborn while the other one takes the toddler and gets their attention and gets, you know, let's say the toddler's wanting mom's attention and the newborn is, because the mom's got to do something with the newborn, and, you know, you got to take the toddler and go play, get their attention on something else. I mean, it's kind of learn as you go type deal. I mean, I can give you all the hints I want to, but everything's going to play out differently.
Right.
So,
I mean, I've said this before, but having one child is awesome. But when you have a second one, it's all hands on deck. Where you were able to play a video game or sit and watch some TV while your wife changed a baby or whatever and fed them and did everything. When you have two, now you're a team. Now you're all hands on deck, because there's no way mom can handle both, because the toddler's going to have energy and they can be a little precocious too. And the newborn is going to have all the attention. So you have to, as a dad, you got to step in and spend some time with the 2-year-old and keep them enthused and just give mom a break, man. Because mom's going to be nursing or either that or using formula all the time. And it's just so important when you have that second child that it's a totally different thing, man. I mean, having any kids is tough, but when you have 2 or more, you have to have a system in place. And my wife and I think we did pretty good. So when I met your kids, they seem to be very smart kids, man. Very good head on their shoulders. They remind me so much of my kids, by the way. I said this to my wife. I said, because your daughter's very creative, right? Very much, like girly.
Yeah, she is
stuff.
Yeah, she's wanting an iPad for Christmas. We got her a new iPad because she likes to draw and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Crafty, yeah.
And your son's very technical. Very he loves the games and probably.
Yeah, that's what he's in college for right now. As network security. So.
Yep. See, that's my son too. My son's in IT and my daughter's an artist. She's on an art team for another company. So pretty cool. Undead RL. I hope that helps, man. Thanks for the question. All right. Do you have one?
Let's see here. From His Royal Highness, Prince Rizniz. You're going to love this one. This is back from March 28th.
Oh my God.
Why are pizza boxes square when the pizza is a circle and the slices are triangles? Also, how do you think the seasonal story is going to end? Does it end with the Shadow Legion leaving Earth? I don't even remember what season that is.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well,
I can't answer that. Yeah, go ahead.
Answer the pizza box one at least, right?
Sure.
Well, I mean, if it's a round pizza, I mean, they can put the dipping sauce in the corners.
Yeah.
Right?
It's square so they can fit other stuff in there. Yep. Yeah. Exactly. And the slices are triangle because that's just the way pizzas are cut.
And it's square and there's no room.
Exactly.
There you go. Works both ways.
And how does the seasonal story end? I don't remember what story that was in March. So sure, we'll go with the Shadow Legion leaving Earth. But I don't think they left because ain't that the Cabal? Shadow Legion?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Cabal?
It's the,
I mean, they're kind of standing in the tower now.
It's
Kaido.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
No,
yeah, they're kind of standing in the tower now.
The Shadow Legion were from Nightfall. They were the ones that worked for, Kaido's, father.
The guy we killed in Nightfall.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that was in charge of Leviathan.
Man, you're as bad as me,
that
man.
Guy. Yep. That guy. Yep. Yeah. It'll come to me here in a minute.
He had a lot of jewelry on. He liked jewelry.
Yeah, that's it. When they had a bunch of robot statues of himself.
You know what? Yep. I just love torturing our listeners this way. They're just rolling their eyes, shaking their head. I mean, these guys, what are these guys doing?
I may know the answer right now, and I'm just screwing around and not giving it because I just don't care.
Well, speaking of pizza, Tajo Trade had a question. His question for the show: does making frozen pizza for dinner mean that you cook dinner?
I mean, did you put it in an oven? It had to be cooked. So true, you did.
I had frozen pizza just the other night. My wife was out with friends, and I had to make dinner. And I don't cook, or I don't quote. I'm not a gourmet chef, but yeah, man, there's just some really good frozen pizzas out there now. It didn't used to be that way. It was Red Baron, and that was it. But
Tombstone. Which are still good pizzas.
Exactly. No, there's so much more better ones now, man. There, I get this one. It's a thin crust that has just toppings just stacked on it, like sausage and pepperoni and onions and mushrooms and everything just piled on top of it on a little thin crust pizza. It's really good.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point now. I've started to like thinner crust pizzas. I don't like the ones that are.
Well, the dough's just so heavy. Oh,
because it's just so heavy and you can't. Yeah, I'll eat it, but if I could go with thinner crust, I'd go with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Hey everyone, this is Kingsley Mack from the Guardian Hub podcast, and when I'm not raiding, this is one of the top podcasts I love to listen to, Guardian Downcast.
Okay, got another one?
Sure, it's from Average Destiny 2 player. If Amanda was to come back as a Guardian, what class would she be? Highly unlikely, he says. But what class do you think, if she were to come back, what would she come back as?
I don't think Amanda's coming back, but if she did...
No, she's not coming back, but if she did, what would you think?
I mean, maybe class? Destiny 3 she'd come back. Who knows? Maybe her ghost finally comes back around, and I don't know.
Maybe she shows up in final shape.
Yeah, there you go. It's going to be Kumbaya all over again. I would hope she'd be a warlock, but who knows?
That girl ain't gonna be no warlock. Have you seen the way she fights and stuff? That girl's gonna be a hunter or a titan.
Probably a hunter is my guess, the way she's built.
I'm thinking hunter first, titan second.
Yeah.
But she loves using chaperones. She likes getting up in people's faces with a shotgun. I could see her being a titan that way too.
Yeah.
So.
True. All right. Let's go to some Destiny questions. Deadpool1 Merc has a question. If you were given the option to change one of your subclasses from the hunter to the warlock, or from the titan to the hunter, and so on, which one would you want? Example, I would love to see warlock use golden gun. What do you think?
I would love to give me spectral blades on a titan. I understand that the new strand one kind of gives us, makes us a kind of that, but spectral blades, a titan that could go invisible and do that, I would be all over for that.
I would love to see a titan into a warlock. I would love to see shoulder charge and a lot of these punchy boy setups on my warlock because warlock punches suck. I mean, I don't know what it is, man.
Slap? You mean your slap?
I don't know
what your punch.
It's like I guess it's like a kung fu forward push like move.
It's like an open hand slap.
It's like the palm of your hand. Yeah, we're smart individuals. We try not to hurt our knuckles.
Okay. So your punch reminds me of, think of a guy with a top hat and mustache slapping somebody with a glove. That's what your punch reminds me of.
Well, it sure feels that way in a crucible. I swear to God, today I punched someone twice, and they were a hunter, and they just turned around and hit me once, and I was dead. I'm like, what the hell? I had him down to a sliver of health, and he hits me with one punch. What the hell?
Go with the Titan, where we can swing in our little T-Rex arms and just fucking miss.
Yeah, there you
We're
go.
just going to hit you with the elbow.
There you go. Flying elbow. MMA move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Deadpool. One Merc.
So let me tell Hades to quit asking questions.
He likes to ask them.
Now we've deleted them all. All these questions here are Hades questions. That means I have to read one of them.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Throw him a bone.
No, you can go touch grass.
Okay.
So did you see there's one from Mr. Dead Rabbit. It says, question for the show, this. If David Keith and Keith David were to star together in a movie called David and Keith, where David Keith played Keith David and Keith David played David Keith,
God.
Would the universe explode?
Did you ever see
Scanners? Keith David's supposed to take over our Zavala role. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those you read and you're just like, yeah, universe. Yeah, sure. Universe would explode.
Yeah. Google Scanners, the movie. That would be my
I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very old movie. So yes, I'm old. You'll have to look it up if you don't know what that one is. Let's go one more each. Then we'll call it a night.
All right. I got one. It's from Hades.
Okay.
It says, question for the show. Parlous is trying my monitor playing Destiny. As she's on my character, does that count as a carry service, even if she's tanking my KD? Well, I mean, if she's tanking your KD, what's she carrying you to?
Yeah. No.
Carry requires that she's getting you something that helps you out.
That's
I'm gonna go with no.
That's enough.
No, it doesn't count as a carry.
No, they would have to log into your account from a separate account, separate console, computer, whatever, and you would have to give them your password and stuff to get in to do a recov. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give people your passwords.
No, don't do it.
Okay. I just kill things, Nico. This is from July 24th, so keep that in mind. Question for the show. Have you ever considered having a gaming couple on the podcast to get an insight on how the dynamic works, as well as have them both take the speedrun challenge separately? Why not spark a little chaos? That's a good question. It's a good idea.
Technically,
actually.
didn't you had Hades and Parlous on?
Yeah, I did
but they didn't do the speedrun.
Of course, this was asked in July, so
yeah.
I mean, we didn't have time to do 8 speedruns, but I think that episode went to like 3.5 hours.
It was long. Yeah.
Yeah. But, it might happen again. I know, I have a father-daughter.
What about Brittany and, Coma?
Coma, yeah, that's a possibility. We've talked about it. We've talked about it before. Yeah. Brittany's just so busy right now with her. I mean, she's
she's got Jesse.
She's taking care of a little kid. So, but
bring Jesse on. He can be in it too.
There you go.
I mean,
yeah, that'd be a good interview. That would be. But yeah, I do have a father-daughter guest coming up. Just so you know. Spoiler alert.
Oh, nice.
That was good. Some good questions, everyone. Well, we're going to go out with one speak pipe before we head out for the night here, and this is from Mr. Monkey.
Hey guys, firstly I wanted to say how much I enjoyed RNG on the Elmerford recent raid race. I thought you did an amazing job and you were very, very entertaining. So my question is related to that. What was your favourite moment from that race, RNG? And secondly, to Todd, as a 2 times participant, what have been your favourite moments from it? Love you both. Love the show. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks, Mr. Monkey. Favorite moment from your commentating?
Okay. I have a couple. One's going to be watching Technical fly around.
My God.
And what he was doing in that raid race.
Yes.
And like I said, he called me through my first dungeon. That man is amazing. My second thing I liked was watching your team actually finish the raid, get some of them raids down. Y'all did great. I mean, y'all came close to doing all 3. Didn't you got to the last raid?
We were getting to the very last raid. We started the last one. We were out of time. Yeah, we did a couple. We put this team together really at the last minute. And
you did great. I mean, and watching Bale, listen to Bale sing. Yeah. That was the other thing.
Yeah, that was good. That was good too. Yeah. We were just having fun, man. I mean, we never expected to win anything. It's just fun competing. It's fun to just get together and BS and have fun. And we took it semi-serious this year. I mean, usually in the past, I would just say, who wants to play? You know, people would join up. We just play. No matter if you're good or bad, just play. Let's just have fun and join up. This year, I decided, I wanted to get friends around me that I talk to all the time and play. So
it was fun to do.
Yeah, it was, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing it. So I was trying to think of the name we called each other. We called ourselves the,
what was the name of your team?
Yeah.
I can tell you. Hold on.
It was the something boys.
I'm still in there. In that Wonder Boys.
The Wonder Boys. Yeah. And that's when Belle would crank in and sing one of their songs, the Wonder Boy song. Yeah. That was awesome. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Monkey. That was fun. It brings back good memories. Yeah, I mean, we did really well, but we had a few hiccups on the Ron raid. No, was it Ron? No, it was the Ron raid.
It was Ron.
We were getting catapulted all over the place, and
especially the final boss. Yeah,
it was rough. So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone for sending your questions into the show. And if you have a question for the show, It's speakpipe.com/GuardianDownCast, or just easy, GuardianDownCast.com. There's a little button on the right side of your screen says send a voicemail. And it goes to the same place, by the way. It's one of the same. Voicemail, SpeakPipe, it's all the same thing. And leave us a voicemail message, and it'll be just like you're joining the show. Join us on the show and talking with us. And then, of course, we have our podcast questions channel in our Discord, and we usually have the show specific channel where you can enter them for our guest. I have the December recipes contest there. And then we have general questions, fun life questions, and then we have Destiny questions. And you just decide what kind of question you want to send us and throw it in there. It's that easy. All right, Mr. Elmer Fudd. Play that intro music.
Listen to the Guardian Downcast. Oh, it's a playlist. Yes. Ooh. And I've heard they've won awards for it and such.
Thank you, Mr. Fudd. Hope you're doing well, sir. This is the final segment of our show. This is where we pick our song for our award-winning Guardian Downcast show playlist. It's a little sample of what myself and our guests like to listen to, and we invite you to listen to it as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify, and we now have the link for Apple Music if you want to follow that way. The links, like I said, are in our show description down below. We now have 1,153 songs representing all of us and all of our past guests. It's the songs we've picked since our show started in July of 2019. I kind of consider it a time capsule. So I'll start with you, RNG. What are you picking tonight and why, man?
I'm going to go with, since, we got the whole Spotify
Wrapped
thing for the year, I have one of the songs that was on my list. It's by Connor Price and Nick D. It's called Swing. It's got a nice... The way it starts off is great. I love the way it starts off. It's got a nice beat to it, nice rap to it. It's kind of one of those I just like listening to. With my nephew, we heard it when we were driving to the beach this year. He was riding with me in my truck, pulling the camper. It came on multiple times, and he's always asked me he always keeps asking me what's the name of it. He finally added it to his playlist. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a nice song. It's a swing. It's about Batman, stuff like that. It's really got a cool beat to it. I enjoy it. So I thought I'd add it.
I wish we have so many songs in that playlist. I wish I could remember who added them, but some of them I just know. So, the song I chose tonight, this band's been one of my favorite bands since the grunge movement in the 90s. It's that Seattle-based group that formed in 94. It's the Foo Fighters. And since their longtime drummer, Taylor Hawkins, died about a year ago now, they've since picked up a new drummer, Josh Freese, and just released their 11th studio album. It's called But Here We Are. So I chose one of their songs off of that album, and the song I chose, it's one of their most popular ones on it, is called Rescued. Man, this reminds me of the early days of Foo Fighters. Just kind of brought me back. So I said, yeah, that's a great album. We need to put a song on from that. I know we have a lot of Foo Fighters songs in our playlist, but this one's really good. Since we are in the holiday season, we have a recipes contest that we're going to have for the month of December. And it's going to be in our Discord. You can email them to us if you want. You can even speak them out in a voicemail, or just put them in the Destiny Recipe Contest channel in our Discord. It doesn't have to be a holiday one. I tell you, man, there's been some good ones in there. I'm copy and pasting those because they're really good. Oh, that one with the chocolate balls. Did you see that chocolate ball one in there? It was from Crow.
No, I hadn't looked through it yet.
Crow. Anyway, enter your recipe in there, or the other two ways I mentioned earlier. And we're going to have 2 drawings for a $50 Amazon gift card and some more GDC merch, compliments of our Patreon community. So let's hear those holiday recipes. We have till the end of the month, so you know that'll be here before you know it. So while you're thinking about it right now, that one recipe that you make every year, go to our Discord, December recipe contest, or go to speakpipe.com/GuardianDownCast, or our website, GuardianDownCast.com. And, or email it to us, GuardianDownCast@gmail.com, and send us the recipe. This, we have people out there who aren't, good cooks like me, and, I could use all the help I can get, to be honest. Hey Guardians, would you like to give back to our community? If you received any value from today's podcast episode and would like to give back, head over to our website, guardiandowncast.com, and select the Patreon button to see what extra perks and benefits you can get from the several tiers of membership available. If you would like to give a one-time donation, click on our PayPal button and follow the prompts. Our community runs on our membership, and we never accept outside sponsors or advertisers. We're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, your destiny. Oh, a quick shout out to our brand new Dungeon Champion patron, Jack 4GB Kill. Thank you very much. These are all our highest tier members. They're a major part of our community and support a lot of parts of our show. So I just want to give a shout out to our Dungeon Champion patrons. That'd be Rafi, Nitro TJ, Nico aka Jersey, Smiter, Coderson, Technical, Wicked Trinity, and Deadpool 1 Merc, and now Jack 4GB Kill. Thank you to our Raid Boss patrons. That would be Jealous, Frostbite, TL Tim. Dang it. I'll let that one go, Tim. I'll just let that one go this week. Average Destiny 2 player, Amazing Taco King, and Sith Daddy Fresh. You're giving back to our show and community. A quick thank you to all our Patreon members out there. We have several that are not mentioned every week that really support our show as well. And it all adds up, guys. It all adds up to our hosting fees, equipment that we might need for the podcast, our production. We have a bunch of little side services that we invest in, like the website. The website was all funded by our Patreon community. So thank you to everyone who has given back to our community and our show. And like I said, if you found some value in our show today and you want to give back, it's patreon.com/support Guardian Downcast. Again, I want to give a shout out to all our moderators in our Discord who donate their time because they love this community and the people inside it. Without these Guardians, we're not able to fully operate our Discord. So listing them in chronological order and joining us, we have RNGGator. Thank you, sir. Admiral Nips, Warcry, Jealous, Chubby Wizard, Mr. Monkey, Commando, Hades, Hammer Crasher 32, Brittany, Hayoka, the Scarlet KM, Ronin Red Lion, and I'm forgetting somebody. Yeah, Sin Media. So remember those names. If you need help in the Discord for anything, just at community moderation, and some of these people here will answer and help you out. Really helpful. Thank you, guys. Well, that's a wrap, Gator. Another episode in our collection. For our listeners out there, we have 228 other episodes. Man, we had a great show last week with Moose. So if you haven't heard that one yet, check that out. That's episode 228. But we have interviews from gamers all over our community. So take a look at those, especially if you're just finding out about us. And if you like what you hear, tell a friend about us. We do no advertising, none of that stuff. It's all word of mouth. We've grown all these years strictly just organic growth. So thank you if you share the show. Well, RNGGator, thanks, man. Thanks for filling in tonight as one of my guest co-hosts. Great job, sir.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Well,
anytime.
I know we've met in real life. You have a beautiful family, man. I really enjoyed the time we went out to Disney Springs out there.
Oh yeah, that was a great night. That man. Was a great vacation. That was a great vacation in general.
Oh yeah, you got
through that and going to Georgia and all that stuff. Yeah, it was. That was a great. Yeah. That was a great one.
Well, I'm glad we were able to meet. You know, I'm going to share this because we were originally going to meet at Universal Studios, and
last year.
Yeah, and we were going to put on we were going to have someone record us because we were kind of like fake rivals in the Discord. We were going to have like a scruff, but it never happened because, the hurricane came through and messed up everything.
Oh, yeah.
You had to leave early. So, but we
actually didn't leave early. We rode it out. We stayed in the hotel and rode it out.
Oh,
I went and did the day the hurricane came through, I went and did a escape room in Orlando.
Oh, that's right.
Because we couldn't go to the park because it was being shut down. So you
remember which one it was?
Yeah.
What escape room?
Which escape room? No, not off the top of my head.
I know. There's so many of them out there. They're always fun. My son's he loves puzzles and figuring stuff out. So he's always our brain trust when we're in those rooms. He always usually figures things out. But,
I know we solved it with like 2 or 3 minutes left. We solved it.
Really?
So about 4 or 5 above them, and I haven't failed one yet. We've finished them all, so
we've made it out of every one except one, and this one was really hard. And we were missing one piece at the very end, and we just couldn't figure it out in time. So those are a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Well, thanks, man, for coming on tonight. It was great having you. Great talking with you. I know it's been a while since you've been on our show, so I figured, heck, man, let's see if Gator can fill in tonight and help me out. So appreciate your help, man.
Not a problem.
Where can people find you, sir?
You can find me in the Discord. You can find me on Twitter /X as RNGGator. You can find me Snapchat, same name. I mean, everywhere. I'm out there. You can find me. Just tag me. If I see it, I will try to answer your question.
Yep, he's been
or ignore you, depending on who it is.
He's been in our community since day one. Actually, I met this guy in the Dad's Tales podcast Discord, and I was the second Gator in there. So I was always called the other Gator. A little history there, but yeah. Anyway, well, thanks.
I mean, yeah, go to a Discord. I'm probably a mod in probably every Discord around. So
that's right. You're in Potato Thumbs as well. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thanks, man. You can contact me via Twitter X at Todd the Gator. It's 2 D's and GATR. I'm on Steam, PS5, and YouTube, spelled the very same way, Todd the Gator. I create videos to help new players, post podcast clips, even some commentary or opinion on occasion. I try to stream. I streamed the very first dungeon run for Warlord's Ruin with Panda and Mullet, and you get to hear his son singing songs. He had to keep his son busy while he was playing. He says, if you could see me right now, I have my controller above my head. So I'm like, dude, I've been there. I know exactly what you're doing right now. But thanks to those guys. But I just streamed that, and it's saved to my YouTube channel, which is Todd the Gator, if you ever want to watch it back. I was watching a little bit of it today because I wanted to get a refresher what to do. I have another podcast called the Destiny Help Desk, and I'm very close to the next episode, and it's getting good in PvP or in the Crucible. And I had Mr. Fluffy Fingers MD and Sweaty Spooks on it. I just completed a Fluffy Fingers interview, and I'm working on Sweaty Spooks right now. So expect to see that coming out before the holidays. And I have a Patreon episode coming out very soon. Just little outtakes and things behind the scenes that you don't normally see or hear on the show. That's where they go. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We usually have something every year for the holidays with Warcry. I'll just say that we haven't forgotten that. Just stay tuned. We got something in the works with Jealous and myself and Warcry. Remember, everyone, as you're playing Lightfall, take breaks and get outside and touch grass, Hades. Remember, we're Guardian Downcast, your stories, your community, your destiny. And be good to your fellow Guardians in the Destinyverse.
The weight of the world was on your shoulders, and still you triumphed. Marvelous.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Bye.
What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 229 of Guardian Downcast, a Destiny podcast. Hey, I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a Day 1 Guardian with a combined 9,000 hours of game time over a 9-year span, and I'm very passionate about this game. In this episode, we ask... I'm just going to do that over. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 229 of Guardian Downcast. Special guest host of the show. He's been by my side in our community since the beginning, I think. And I've actually met him and his family in real life as well. You can hear his full story on episode 26. I did say that correctly. The title was Water Shot Out of My Baritone. Remember that one? And he's also been on episode 61, 73, 88, 108, 126, and my dog's barking. Let me close my door. Son of a bitch.